T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people. Hope you're well and welcome to another Monday Night Live show. My name is Callum. Unfortunately, Drifty won't be joining us this evening, but man like Matt will be with you guys shortly. First and foremost, hopefully you guys are all well. Apologies, I couldn't do the watch along and obviously the post-match show yesterday. And admittedly, I still haven't been able to watch the game. It was a little family event I had yesterday. So I couldn't do anything regarding the game. But yes, a lot of fallout from that game. First and foremost, want to ask you guys to smash the like button if you haven't already. And also, just give me a little thumbs up to let me know that you guys are having a decent Monday and you guys are looking forward to the holiday season. As you can see from the title, one of the topics today is going to be centered around VAR and refereeing, unfortunately, but it's reared its ugly head again. We're also going to be looking at the possibility, which seems to be ever increasing, of games being played behind closed doors again. Going to be looking at Alison Becker as well. Whether we think that this league is now a two-horse race between City and Liverpool, and also the fact that there are going to be no third and fourth round FA Cup replays. So fun, packed show for you guys this evening. Definitely going to chop it up and hopefully get some good interaction with you guys as well. So I can see a couple of you asking, have I seen the Harry Kane incident? Yes, I have. I mean, am I surprised he wasn't given a red card? No. Should he have given a red card? Absolutely. But I'm not surprised. And the reason I'm not surprised is because we see him do some crazy tackle. I think it was a couple of years back, he almost broke Raheem Sterling's leg with a tackle like that. We've seen him where he'll watch players who are jumping up for the ball and back into them and then let them fall on top of him, and he never gets reprimanded for that. So look, sometimes you just get players who are favored by referees. You get players who are media darlings. You get players who just get away with things. And Harry Kane is one of those players. And again, that is not me trying to take anything away from his talent. Anyone here who watches our show regularly will know how highly I rate Harry Kane, to the point where I think he's underrated as a footballer, as a striker. But I don't think that takes away from the game that he has a nasty streak in him, which sometimes is needed in football. He has a nasty streak in him. It's just that he's always allowed to get away with it, as opposed to other players, as we saw yesterday with Robbo. Now, again, I've watched back the Robbo incident a few times. I even see Jamrock in the comments and a few others. I kind of still sit where I sit with it. I still don't think it's a red card. I understand why a lot of people do think it is a red card. It's not something I particularly would be like, no, completely adamant about it being yes or no. I personally don't think it's a red card. I have no problem with someone who thinks it is a red card. But Kane's one is, I mean, that's about as clear and as obvious as it gets, surely. I just don't understand. But yeah, for me, Robbo's wasn't a red card. But again, I have no problem with anyone saying it was a red. Like I genuinely don't. Like I just don't agree. But not to the point where I think, all right, so I'm probably not going to even articulate well. I don't think you guys are right, but I don't think you're wrong at the same time. That's the best way I can put it. I think that it's a yellow, but at the same time, I don't think it's a red. And I do want to get away from this. So Jamrock, I'm not trying to dig you out here. I'm not even trying to be biased because it's Robbo or because it's a Liverpool player. I'd like to think you guys know I don't do that, because I've come out and said when Salah's had soft penalties, I've said I think that's a soft penalty. For me, it's nothing to do with him being a Liverpool player. I'd say this for other players who don't play for us. It just happens that we are speaking about a Liverpool player in a Liverpool game. I've said quite a few times when I think our players should have got yellows or got reds, or a player should have got a penalty or should have got a penalty. As I said, I don't think it was a red, but I don't feel the need to argue strongly against someone who believes it is a red, if that makes sense. Matt, welcome to the show, brother.
What's going on, bro? Apologies, I am late, people. Obviously, we're talking about. I can see still the red card incidents. Shall I say? Because there's two, obviously. I've looked back here. Yeah, Kane's one is definitely a red, 100%. Robbo's one yesterday, I was dead certain it was a red. I can see why it was a red, but I still feel when you look back, it was a bit harsh, because I think Kane's one was obviously worse, because I see someone send me some still shots, and I know still shots don't always show the full picture, because there's one picture where Robbo's like fully like gone in, but it looks like he hasn't made hardly any contact. But then if you actually watch it in motion, Robbo obviously like they I think they maybe like kicks his thigh or they touch whatever, but it was still just like reckless from Robbo. But I think Kane's one is worse. Kane's one was worse because
but the thing is, two challenges don't have to be as extreme as each other for them to both be reds, and I think that's another thing as well. I don't think we should be comparing Robbo's challenge to Kane's challenge either. Kane's challenge is a red card, which any era of football, era of football, that's a red card.
Agreed.
Whereas Robbo's one, I think there's at least a debate to be had. For me, the Kane one, there's no debate. Lucky says there might be unconscious bias, potentially, and I might be guilty of it as well. But I'll be honest, I'm not one of those people who scream for a red card every time someone's fouled. Like, even when you guys watch our watch-alongs, I think you guys will see that I'm not really one to scream for yellows and reds unless I genuinely think it's a yellow or a red. I don't just want to see players sent off for the sake of it. But look, Robbo was a silly challenge. Like, there's no two ways about that. It's a silly challenge. There's no way it's anything less than a yellow. I still find it hard to say it's a red, but at the same time, I understand why some will say it's a red. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I think the problem is when you see other challenges going up unpunished, which are worse than that, that's when the controversy starts. And then when you see the overall performance of the referee, and again, I can't speak on this game, but just in general, like when I watch football now, I find myself coming away from games thinking this referee is terrible. And I rarely find myself coming out of a game saying that referee had a good game. What a good game by the referee. And for me, that's the issue. Like, when a referee is going to be held accountable for their mistakes, because players are, managers are all the time. True. If a manager makes a mistake with selection, if a player makes a mistake on a football pitch, they have to answer for it, whether it be straight after the game in a post-match interview, whether it be on social media. They have to account and take responsibility for it. What is being done about refereeing? Because it doesn't feel like anything is being done. A referee can throw up stinker after stinker and still get game after game after game, and high-profile game as well. And I'll be honest, I think we need to get to a point where there's tier systems, no pun intended because of the referee's name, but there should be tier systems for referees in terms of you have to have a certain amount of games, in my opinion, where you've got through games without any real controversy before you get another big game. Like, you have to have a good sort of 3 or 4 games before you get like a Manchester derby. You can't just have one bad game and then you're like, yeah, we'll give him this game. Like, I get it has to be done randomly, but there has to be something else going on. Like, because for me, the level of refereeing is just getting worse and worse. I'm just like, we couldn't be doing a job and be this bad and get away with it. So these guys have got accountable, not just the match, but how a season can take place as well. So it kind of leads on to the whole referee and VAR debate. Where do you sit with it, bro?
Like, I'll be honest with you, when VAR first got introduced, I thought, okay, cool, like, machines shouldn't really be making mistakes if they're being programmed correctly. Now, we was all correct, we was all right thinking that, but the problem is, Carl, who still has to work the machines is the humans. Humans make errors, and they've made a ton of errors, bro. The bit I don't understand is when it comes to Kane's red card, why wasn't VAR looked at for his, but looked at for Robbo's? I need someone to kind of like, because the thing is, if it's deemed as foul play, regardless of reckless play, surely the referee's got to go. I've got to go and have a look at that. I've got to go and have a look at that. Like that could have been worse than yellow. Let me just go and double check. And not even that. You've had a few referees come out today, and they were saying like, do you know what? Yes, I don't care about reputation comes to certain players. And someone said, yeah, Kane's yellow card should have been a red. I think what referee was it? I think one of the referees from the commission or something like that. One of them guys that does interviews and that, like after a game. I can't remember who it is. I think he was like, yeah, like it's a penalty. So if that's the case, and even if you had doubt in your mind, and obviously been a lot of pressure as well, high profile game, should you not maybe even, done the thing where you touch the ear and you go, rah, like, guys in the back, can you check that again, please? Because to me, that was a dangerous challenge, but I need to make sure we get this correctly. Dermot Gallagher that said it. Okay, now big up yourself, Ali. This is what I'm saying, but they didn't do that. And then it's like, but then
Peter
for
Walton
Robbo's
as well, apparently from Mix says Peter Walton as well.
Then it's Robbo. Now, when it comes to Robbo, they're like, yeah, we got to check VAR. And it's like, no, bro, you got to be consistent. And I think that's the reason why I think, we're probably more upset because there's no consistency. Because me personally, I said it already.
Yeah, you said you think it's a red.
Yeah, both of them. If both of them would have been sent off, I wouldn't have too many complaints. Like, but I think it's the injustice of Kane stayed on the pitch and Robbo obviously got the red card. Like, it's kind of stupid, bro. It's got to be both of them. You can't just do one of them when they both are just as bad as each other. You could arguably say Kane's worse as well. Kane's was worse. When I look at it now, Kane's was worse. I think Robbo had more aggression when he was running, but when you look at the actual contact that he made, the contact wasn't the same as Kane's. Kane didn't have as much of aggression, but Kane's contact was actually worse. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, bro, they're both reds. I just understand why we got hard done by. Like, it's kind of mad. And that referee,
did Kane score after the incident? Didn't he?
Yeah.
See, even that. See, look how that's changed the course of the game as well.
This is what I'm saying.
This is what I mean. Everyone says these decisions balance themselves up over the course of a season, but they don't. They don't. It's impossible to balance decisions over the course of a season because no two games are the same. No two games mean the same amount of importance because, say, for example, this game, let's say, for example, someone gets a red card against us, the penultimate game of the season, but we're unable to win the league. That's not balancing it out just because.
Someone say Kane scored before the incident, apparently.
Okay, cool.
But just quickly, just like, again, people, are you more upset about the inconsistency? Because that's what I'm more upset about. Because again, I can go to bed and sleep at night knowing that both of them got sent off, in my opinion, and it were both bad challenges, in it. One was obviously worse than the other. But it's the fact, for me, it's the inconsistency. And it's happened to us too many times as well, Bro, let me be real. If you look at, you see, actually, no, Pogba got a straight red, didn't he? Pogba
was getting away with the tackle at first, and then it went to VAR.
That's it. Then it went to VAR, innit?
Ronaldo got away with it. Bruno Fernandes got away with it. Like,
yeah. And don't get me started.
Tackle, man, they were going to get away with that until they actually saw his ankle. Like, I mean,
yeah, for real.
We've seen it happen for a little while now. I just want to address this one really quick. So Jamrock, I remember when VVD tackled Dries Mertens against Napoli back in 18-19.
Yeah, I remember that.
Nobody said VVD should have got a red. And this is what I mean. So again, I know I'm going to probably get accused of being biased here, but I'm really not being biased. But again, this is down to your interpretation. Hopefully I explain it well enough so you know where I'm coming from with this.
Yeah.
That was a momentum thing. So and here's the thing, just because your finishing position on a tackle may look bad, it doesn't mean the intent or the malice was there. And you have to understand, sometimes in momentum, you cannot control anything. Virgil, when he tackled Dries Mertens, won the ball and then caught the man, which was extremely unfortunate.
Yeah, he won the ball. Then, the follow through. That's a very different challenge. Yeah, it is. It is.
So
it is.
the stills on that look terrible. The stills look like, Virgil could have broke my man's leg, and he couldn't.
Yeah, the ankle. Yeah, it's the ankle, I think.
But that's not a red card, because if you actually look at the tackle, he's won the ball first.
He didn't go in hard, Virgil didn't go in crazy, or
it's just
he's
where
still in control.
Met. Yeah,
he was in control as well. He was in control. It's just that
sometimes that happens in football. It's like if a goalkeeper goes for the ball, he may potentially catch someone with the hip or the knee. And again, yes, I was just about to mention is lucky. Yes, Henderson was screaming at Virgil, but I don't think he was screaming at Virgil because it was a horror tackle. I think he was screaming at Virgil because he said you did need to go to ground on that, and he was frightened that he could have potentially broken his leg, not because it was a horror tackle. And I'd urge you guys to watch the tackle back, because I think you'll see where I'm coming from here. But again, I may get accused of being biased. I can't stop anyone from accusing me of anything. I'm just saying how I feel about it. And again, more than happy for you guys to disagree. Don't want to get hung up on no sort of arguments around it.
I know this is kind of slightly, it's regarding obviously the same game. We're talking about inconsistencies, bro. We need to talk about the Jota no pen call. I mean, do you know what Jurgen Klopp said after the game? He was like, I spoke to the ref here. The ref said, Jota was waiting. Jota stopped apparently and was waiting for the contact. Bro, if you watch the game, and I'm sure we all have seen it, and we've seen it many a times, Jota goes to shoot, literally, and the guy pushes him in his back. What more could he have done? It was stupid, man.
The referee, if I'm not mistaken, said that he didn't give the penalty because Jota stopped and was looking for the foul. Now, hear me out. I look, I'm not even going to try and justify that, because that's like me justifying someone saying they could beat up prime Mike Tyson when they weigh and look like me. It's crazy. It's stupid. It's an excuse. And it's a politician's answer. It's an excuse at the end of the day. If anyone knows football, sometimes you have to slow yourself down and steady yourself before you take a shot.
I was just about to say that.
You cannot run 100 miles an hour all the time and shoot. Crunk King says it's basically what Vardy does. It's basically what Kane does. It's basically what a lot of English players do. But when it's English players doing it, it's a free kick or it's clever play, which I like to hear a lot.
Do you know what I
was not an English player, it's he may have bought a penalty or dived there.
I slightly disagree with that in terms of no, it is what they do, but you see the incident with Jota, I felt like Jota didn't do what Kane and because I've seen literally Kane and Vardy,
they stop.
Literally stop, get the challenge, and then go like they literally stop. Jota didn't stop like that. Jota's trying to pull the trigger and the man pushes him in his back. In fact, I don't even know whether Jota knows whether the guy's even there, Cal, because he knows that. Remember, there's two guys. There's two of them. But I'm telling you, it's I don't want us as a fan base, guys. I don't want us to come across sour or anything like that. But I do think we have a right to feel really peed off because, again, the red card and the no pen call. It's these errors, that can cost you a title. And the thing is, it's mad because let's say both players do get sent off and then we also win the pen, we win the game. And I know sometimes it's not always as simple as that, but sometimes it can be. And it's frustrating because obviously you want to try and win a game fair and square all the time. And it's like you just want the referee to do their job and do it to the best of their ability. But in my opinion, I don't think the referee did it to the best of his ability. I feel like the ref hid and didn't want to take responsibility for what was happening in the game where challenges were getting a little bit meaty, maybe didn't do certain things correctly. And I just feel like the injustice, man, it's just, I don't even think it's going to be enough because, we've dropped points. We should have potentially got 3. I know Tottenham had very good chances as well, but I'm only going by, we would have got the penalty and you would have hoped Salah would have scored it. So, it's just frustrating, bro. It's frustrating because we know what it's going to be like like when if the guys got AFCON and we're gonna be at our maximum to win games already. So
yeah, a Dad 3. This may be one for you a little bit more than me, Matt, because again, as I said, just with being honest, I've not watched the game back. I've literally just seen from Alison sort of mistake to them getting their second goal until the end. And Dad 3 says, can we admit that Spurs outplayed us because of our poor defensive transition? Do we need a backup for Fabinho? So I can answer the second question, but I'll let you answer the first bit, Matt.
All right, in terms of the transition, I think we were slow getting back. He's right in transition because of the plays that we had. The combination wasn't working well. So when you've got a Tyler Morton, a James Morton, and a Naby, that does free not the most athletic. Naby done the best that he could, so was Morton, but we were getting caught out. So anytime in the game where we were dominating the game, and it was a lot of the times, bro, if a move broke down, those three would take too long to get into position to kind of set up a barrier to make it harder to break down, because a lot of their passes were going straight through, bro. Like even the pass for Kane's goal, I think, obviously, excuse me, Naby Keita went in for a 50-50, didn't win the ball, but then there was a few passes after that, 2 or 3 passes. I think the ball fell to Winks. Winks played a ball straight through the midfield, straight in between Konate and Robbo. Perfect pass, and Kane ran onto it. But the reason why that happened is because there was no wall set, there was no barrier set. It was just so easy, Cal. And I think Klopp's probably realized as well, like, obviously these are probably the 3 midfielders that he could have only played, other than maybe if you put in Ox. Or I said we should have gone 4-2-3-1. I think Naby and Milner should have done a double pivot, and then you play maybe Ox or Firmino, maybe Ox just to start the game, just for the because he's got the legs, and then maybe bring on Firms. But that would have been better. We was a bit too open defensively. So I'll let you answer the second bit though, Cal, about Fabinho.
Yeah, regarding Fabinho, yes, I do think we need someone. I just think we need another body in central midfield. I know people again will say it's a bit reactionary because of the injuries and the COVID situation, but I just think we need one extra body in centre midfield, because you look at the players we've got there, when they're all fit, yes, it's amazing, but how often are they all fit? I think we need someone who can play 6 and 8, but more so 6, because we have a lot of 8s. But if they can do both, even better. Hence why we've all been screaming for Basuma, but obviously we know his situation at the moment. Zakari is another one people mentioned. We do need another body, in my opinion, in midfield. Just want to address this. So, all right. So now I'll address it. Callum, you say Kane has a dirty side, but you don't mention the same for Robbo. Probably top 5 dirtiest in the league. Come on, allow it. First and foremost, just because I say Kane's dirty, you saying Robbo's dirty doesn't stop Kane being dirty. It was just a statement I made. And once again, if you think Kane's not dirty, then I think you're watching a different game to what I'm watching. Robbo being dirty, yeah, he has got a dirty side. He has. I'm not going to deny that. Say he's top 5 in the league, I think it's a crazy quote. And I'd ask you to tell me who the top 5 dirtiest players in the league are. And I bet you Robbo's not in the top 5. So again, the reason I kind of brought this up is because we seem to be doing this whole, if I mention someone else's name, then this person gets off. It don't work like that. Like, if I make a statement, if I say, for example, Messi's sick, no one should be coming back and saying, yeah, but Ronaldo's better. Like, no, just Messi's just sick. Like,
there's always got to be a comparison.
Yeah, like, if you don't think Messi's sick, then articulate why he's not sick. Don't just be like, well, this person's dirty, so that person's allowed to be. It don't work like that. And once again, I ask you, name me 5 players name me the 5 dirtiest players in the league. And if Robbo's in there, I will easily debunk that. Once again, you're saying Kane is dirty, but Robbo's on another level. So does that mean Kane shouldn't have got a red card because he's perceived not to be dirty? Or because if that's the case, Kante can go in 2-footed on someone and he shouldn't get a red card because he's a nice guy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not about your reputation. If you make a bad challenge, you make a bad challenge. If you're dirty in that game, you're dirty in that game. It can't always be reputation, because like it's like saying, as you said, that Kante's perceived as the nice guy. But if Kante makes a bad challenge, we're just gonna say, well, he's a nice guy, so like we should allow it. Don't work like that.
Yeah, doesn't work. I don't understand how this is starting to creep into football. I don't understand how it's crept into life.
If you make a bad challenge or it's dirty, like as I said before, I will repeat it. I thought Robbo challenge was bad. Kane's challenge was bad. For me, they both deserve red cards. We're just more upset that, well, I'm more upset, shall I say, that the inconsistency wasn't there because Kane should have been sent off as well. And I think I would have felt a lot better knowing that he got sent off, Robert got sent off, and like maybe we would have won the game. I don't know, but I'm just saying that's what I'm more griped about. I'm because Robert's challenge was just silly, it was reckless. Like he does it every now and again. He does. He has that side in him. No one's even debating that. Do you know what I mean? But we can't just say, because. Like, I don't even know how people make up a tier system. Like, bro, if you're dirty, you're dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not out of 10. It's just if you're dirty, you're dirty. It's kind of it's a bit mad, isn't it? I don't know.
Again, the point is, Callum, you use Kane being dirty as an argument against Kane. I didn't use it as an argument. I said Kane has a reputation of being dirty, but he gets away with a lot. Again, I've got receipts to prove this. I said I didn't think Robert's challenge was a red. I don't think it's a red. Was he trying to go for him? Yeah, he was trying to hurt him, but doesn't mean it's a red card all the time. But again, I'm man enough to say that I can understand why it's a red card. You seem to be defending Kane with all your life right now when you actually have no leg to stand on.
Should I say something about Robbo?
Kane left Robbo almost without 2 legs to stand on. So I don't get what your argument is here. Are you a Kane guy and you just want to defend Kane? Because if that's the case, cool. But once again, you're defending him for no reason, and you defended him. No,
he's defended him with bias. Yeah, what I was even going to say about Robbo is the only reason why Robbo's challenge is so bad is because Robbo actually misses the ball. Robbo doesn't. This is just my opinion. Even though I believe it was a red, I don't think Robbo was trying to hurt him. I think Robbo goes in aggressively to try and get the. When like you try and get the ball and the man, like you take everything with you. Yeah,
trying to make a statement.
It was like a statement challenge, but because he missed the ball, that's what makes it so bad. Because remember, I've always said, I said yesterday, if Robbo gets the ball, all he does is he takes the ball and the guy obviously not goes flying, but Emerson Royal probably just like gets, I don't know, like thrown about a bit or whatever. But it's just seen as a hard challenge because he gets the ball. It just looks really bad, and it was bad because he misses it. So I don't even think Robbo was thinking, I'm just gonna smash this guy. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, another thing I'll say as well, it's a lack of control from the ref, as Mark A says. There's no control in the game from the ref, and we've seen this how quickly games can escalate.
What was that game we done a watch along? We were like the referee's got to do something, and then something happened.
Everton game. It was an Everton game, I think. Recently.
Yeah, I'm Man United, I think as well. Remember? Yeah. I'm Man United game.
And I think what happened, and again, this whole narrative of if someone goes in hard but misses let's say someone produces a bad tackle in the first couple of minutes, it's an early tackle, you don't need to see a yellow yet. No, if it's a bad tackle in minute 1 or minute 90, a yellow or red is warranted, then you hand out the card. So I think that is what needs to happen. I think this whole narrative of let tackles go, and no, if a tackle's deemed to be inappropriate, then you get a yellow and a red, and that sets the statement for the rest of the game. Because if you let things go and then all of a sudden the referee brandishes a yellow card, then you give the other team and the other players a point to go, well, you've let that one go, you've let this one go, why isn't my one being let go? And then that forces tempers to go even more crazy as well. So again, I think it's basic common sense that needs to go back into refereeing. I don't know if they're overanalyzed, I don't know if they're being told to overanalyze, but I just think common sense can really just annihilate some of the things that are going on at the moment and bring football back to kind of the game that we want to see, rather than this game that's stop-start. It's like even the whole offside thing. If a player's miles offside, just raise the flag, man.
Facts.
Like just raise the flag.
Or waiting to see if there's going to be a second phase and all this rubbish.
Yeah,
but them things they can cause injury, because one man might think, oh, shoot, he might not be off, and then panic and do something crazy. But they need to change that. They need to change that foolishness.
If I'm not mistaken, when we played Wolves last season away from home and Rui Patricio got knocked out, if I'm not wrong, when he got knocked out, wasn't one of our players offside and then ended up clashing with him, which knocked him out? By situations like that,
it might have been, yeah.
Like, I don't get why you have to, like, if it's a close one, yeah, by all means keep the flag down, because you have to let it play out. But when you're seeing a player miles offside, and we can see it on TV, it's blatantly obvious, but you're just leaving the flag down, like, that's got to be addressed. Again, that's common sense. Common sense should be, I'm raising the flag here, I know it's definitely offside.
Yeah, he's definitely off. Yeah, don't wait. Yeah, it's
So,
mad. I don't like that either myself.
I don't
bro.
know. I don't
Trust.
know. But people, if you haven't already, please do smash the like button. Going to get through some of these super chats now. So, Brother O Sampson says, season greetings, fellas. Kane should have been sent off, no question. Rob was just unlucky. Spurs to finish 7th, dead team. Oh, I don't think they're a dead team under Conte. I'm not going to lie.
No, they're not dead. They're gonna get better. Remember, they've had
They
their
could
problems
get top
with the...
4 now. They could.
Yeah,
I'm not
they're
saying they will, but they could.
agreed.
Moose LFC 21 says, I saw people talk about Robbo and Kane's characters as a barometer, not even the actual tackles. VAR isn't the issue, it's people around it. Facts. Every tackle has to be taken as an individual incident. You can't look at someone's history and determine whether they should be sent off or not.
Exactly.
It makes zero sense. Zero sense to do that. Never understood that notion of someone being like, well, look at their previous. No, someone does a bad tackle, they have to be treated accordingly.
Yeah.
Adaj 3 says VAR takes away responsibility from the on-field refs, but VAR officials hide behind clear and obvious, so they are hesitant to overturn calls. Very true again. Very true. Don't understand it. Raheel says, I hope you man changed your mind on wanting Kane. I said from time he's a wrong and happy he didn't go City. He can rot where he is with zero success. Again, I probably see things slightly different from you guys in that aspect. I still rate Kane highly, and I'm not going to sit here and say I wouldn't be happy if Liverpool signed Harry Kane, because he'd take our team to a different level, in my opinion.
He would, but there's still that part of me now that's kind of like, it's kind of a dickhead. So I can't even lie.
No,
even
but it's true.
Someone else said that. Someone else even made this. Sorry, apologies, I can't remember the person who said it in there, but in the group, or sorry, in the chat. But remember that thing that Kane does as well. So when the ball goes in high into the air,
yeah,
he backs up, and bro, do you know, you gotta stop all that foolishness.
Yeah,
he acts like he's being fouled, so he backs into them. But someone could go over and snap their neck.
Yeah,
like
that's disgusting. Yeah,
he needs to allow that.
According to some, he's not dirty at all, though. Lee Campbell says, big up the show, and the lads love the messages. Also, honestly, Matt was bang on with Robbo, was a clear red, but so was Kane. Problem is consistency. That's all. Love always, bro. Minus Zabir. Big up to yourself, Lee, and a happy birthday, bro. We're gonna drop the
happy
beat
birthday.
Happy birthday, bro. Big up to yourself, Lee. Hope you had a fantastic birthday, bro.
Trust me, bro. I hope you had a blessed one, man.
Origi's agent. For me, Robbo's only a red if Kane got a red. Again, I'm happy for the two to be a red. I don't even think you have to rely on Kane's being a red for someone else to get a red either.
Kane should have just been a red.
He should have just been a red, precisely. Chainsaw DH, shout out Chainsaw, one of our best Friday night calls recently. Wishing you free and chat a blessed Christmas. Bobby will be key in the title race. He scores so many important winners that aren't discussed enough. Agreed.
That's a good point, Chainsaw. I can't even front. Bobby does. He does.
To sound like a bit of a Scrooge type of person, though, the reason why it goes unnoticed is because Bobby does miss quite a lot of sitters as well.
He does, but his important goals, though.
No, he does, which is why he's my favorite player. Like, he is my favorite player, but I get the frustration with Bobby as well. And I'll be honest, even yesterday when I watched him play, when he come on against Tottenham, and obviously when we went down to 10 men, him in playing in midfield, I'd be so happy with,
I'm not sold on it, Cal.
You're not sold, bro.
Nah, I still see, because he's such a forward-thinking player, even though his defensive capabilities are amazing for an attacker, he was built in the Samba lab. Like, when I saw him at Hoffenheim, he was playing like support striker, like off the front man. And even though he's never been that traditional 9 and we played him false 9, I think the 10 is his perfect role, because you see the 10, he's the link between the midfield and the attack. I feel like if you do the midfield thing, I think because he's so disciplined and he listens to Klopp's tactics like to a T, bro. He's one of the best in terms of footballing IQ.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably see him to do too much defensive work, something we wouldn't want to see. Because remember, bro, this guy can lay on a plate for any one of our strikers, you know.
I know.
Like any one of, bro, his footballing IQ is mad.
But that's why I think.
you.
But you just mentioned it, that his footballing IQ. That's why I think
know.
he could play as an advanced eight.
If it's I don't know, because do you know what it is?
I hear you as well, because there's no evidence of it. There's no evidence. I just look at him and I think he could do a job still.
No, he could, but do you know what it is as well? Remember, we've seen him as a strike or false nine, sorry. And bro, I remember at one point he was defending he was defending like a counter attack.
Yeah.
And he made like some.
That was against Ajax, a bad pass. But I think that can be ironed out of his game.
It would have to. I think he would need to be like, all right, if you're gonna be the furthest forward, hey, I just don't want to see man tracking back and helping out Fabinho in the 6th role.
Yeah, no.
You know like that because he's too good.
All right, but I hear that. But remember, Lallana did it to brilliance.
Different
as well,
players. No, because Firmino, for me, all right, Lallana was great in terms of his technical ability, and he was. But I'm gonna be real, fam. Bobby's footballing IQ is not spoken about, you know. For me, he's got the best. Thiago, and Trent. Footballing IQ, I think is different from everyone else's in our whole team. Maybe like Van Dijk and Salah come next or whatever, then Mane, whatever. But them three there, the way they think about the game, bro, is different. Even I remember when Gerrard said one time, like, "Oh, is there one player you like from Klopp's team who you would love to play with?" And he was like, Bobby Firmino. He's like, the guy's just a genius. He literally said like the man's a genius. But
he's Marmite though. Robbie's Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. He's Marmite.
No, he's Marmite for people that don't respect his craft in terms of what he brings. Because what it is, for years and years, we wanted that typical number 9 who bangs in goals. He's never going to be that guy. But bro, if we're talking about playing football the right way and doing the right things, I'm sorry. His footballing IQ is off the charts. Like, bro, think of the assist for Newcastle, like for Salah. And I know he put flair in it, he put a bit of spice on it, but the split second to think about that, like, oh, Salah's going to run off me, so I need to find a way to give him the ball. Bro, do you know how mad that is to just do that? Yeah. Like, that things like that get slept on. It's mad. We can't have him doing that play with Flacco in number 6. We can't. We don't have the capacity.
Eastwood says, hopefully they gain consistency if they allow defenders the benefit of the doubt if they win the ball first. This will reduce all the flopping and diving. It's a physical sport. All right, so I have a little theory, Matt. I want to see what you think of this. You see the flopping and diving. It's going to sound like I'm just being out for the referees. I blame 9 out of 10 or 90% of that on referees. Do you know why? I've seen so many times where players get fouled or kicked and they don't go to ground and they stay on their feet and they don't get the free kick or the advantage isn't played. Yeah. That now they think to themselves, well, if I stay on my feet here, I might not get a free kick. If I go down, I'm definitely going to get the free kick. That's what happens.
The other day, literally yesterday.
Imagine
if Jota might have taken a dive, like, I don't know, in another game, and he's either going to get the pen or he's going to get booked, but he's thinking at least it's 50-50 because if I do the right thing, it seems like nothing's going to happen. That's so bad. Do you know how bad that is? Because you're just taking away like the purity from the game. You want the ref to do the right thing. If a man dives, book him. Do you know what? I've actually seen people dive and the referee is just like
doesn't do anything.
Gives him a telling off and he lets him off. I'm like, hold on a minute, but he dived though. He tried to cheat. He tried to cheat you. And not only that, Cal, as you said, someone actually gets fouled and then, as you said it, nothing happens and they're thinking, well, I might as well just try a dive then, innit? Because if I'm not going to get like that, I've got to, do you know what I mean?
I've got to win the free kick.
It is the referees though. They need to take more control. And what's so mad is I kind of feel like because there's VAR, I also kind of feel like they feel like, if I make a mistake, it's not that big of a deal because VAR is there. But at the same time, VAR doesn't want to overrule the ref. So it's like they kind of feel safe at the moment. So because you see how my man, I think, made a mistake for the Harry Kane thing.
Yeah.
He could easily be like, well, you know, I made my call. VAR didn't say nothing. But he knows deep down VAR aren't going to overturn that.
Yeah.
So they're kind of living in a perfect world, so to speak. They're protected.
LFT Sports TV said Jota should have had a yellow. Then yeah, that's what Matt's getting at. If it's not a penalty and you think he's dived, then it should be a yellow.
But he didn't think he dived. You were just a dickhead.
Yeah, literally. Callum says more inconsistency. Palace player did pretty much the exact same thing as Robbo to Sacco a few weeks ago. VAR check, no red card. That was James MacArthur. The ball was in the air and he looked at. It's crazy because when you watch it, James MacArthur looks at Saka, sees him standing there, but he shapes as though he's going to take a volley. But Saka's in front of him. There's no way he can do the volley. And he just, but he looked like a UFC calf kick from the back, bro. He just completely swept him. And yeah, nothing was given.
It's uncalled for, innit? One of them ones.
It was a bad tackle.
Sometimes you just got to use your brain. Like, referee's got to look at that. And it's like if someone goes to do a bicycle kick and the referee can see there's a defender right there. So if he does take this bicycle kick, it's actually dangerous play from the attacker. Like, think about, like, we've all got IQs out here. If a man's going to do a bicycle kick, you got to be thinking, unless there's no one around me for me to do it, where I can't hit no one, then I'm going to try. You're not exactly just going to do it if a man's literally over your head top from a corner. But again, the referee won't do nothing.
Exactly. Crypto Nation says the fact that we're having this debate over a red and yellow card shows how complicated the rules are. What do you guys think? Yeah, again, I do think it's become too complicated, and I think it just needs to be stripped back, and common sense needs to be. There's no
clarification.
Yeah, it's just got to be common sense, man. It's just got to be common sense. Jamrock, VAR is not the issue. Incompetent refs and VAR assistants. Facts, Jamrock.
Yes, I agree, Jamrock. I agree. It's the people using it. It's not VAR.
Absolute facts. Read that one already. Shout out to John Moore. Came on Friday as well. Cal told you and Drifty Chelsea were going to fall apart on Friday. Telling you, man, it's really happening. Plus, referees are a joke. Big up, you guys. Much love. Much love to yourself. I don't think Chelsea are falling apart, but I still will maintain. I think it's Liverpool and Man City competing for the league, and I think Chelsea.
I said that from day. I just didn't know. Well, I thought I.
Well, we got a backlash for saying it, but it's just kind of our opinions on it.
I know, because everyone was like, "No, Chelsea, you can't sleep on them. They got Lukaku."
But everyone said they were going to win it. They were favourites, if I'm not mistaken.
I know Lukaku has been injured. Fair play, but
even when he's played, he's still not looked fully great though for them.
Their best player right now is probably Mason Mount.
Yeah. Dazing says, why can't we hear the VAR room during games? Dazing because of politics. They won't do it.
They won't.
But it's a very good shout. Rahil says, City get a pen against Wolves, which is 100% weren't, and we don't get one yesterday, as well as a Kane red. 4-point swing in City's favour. Something's going on. Money.
Yeah, it hurts when you read it like that, because you think to yourself, there's something going on against us. Like, I can't even front, because when you just read it in black and white, you're like, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Clark Kent, broski, I'm trying to send a super chat on YouTube. It keeps on saying I'm unable to send messages. Not sure if something your end. It's definitely not anything our end. It could be where you're sending it from location wise. I know YouTube is a bit funny with stuff like that, but we don't block any comments unless they're offensive. And like, if we block comments, we block them after it comes through. So we can't just block anything.
Sorry, Carl, before you read that one out, I think David, big up yourself. You both said Chelsea and City would be ahead of us. No. You went the wrong way around, David. And the people.
I said I think City will finish above us.
Yes, I said
I don't
Liverpool.
think Chelsea will.
Yeah, I kept on saying Chelsea will not be ahead of Liverpool. I was like Liverpool and City will be going for the title. But no, blessings, David.
Yeah, Dinesh says evening. We have been missing Genie on Sunday, or we were missing Genie on Sunday. Do you think so, Matt?
We say that because of obviously the injuries, but again, it's like we can't pick and choose, because I think if the squad is at least 80% fit, we wouldn't be saying that, because it would have been like a Henderson or a Fab, and I think that beefs up the midfield a lot better. It's so crazy how one player can make a difference, because I feel like if that midfield yesterday was Henderson, Milner, and Naby, we just look a lot stronger, and I think they find it harder to break us down. Whereas, but because obviously Morton was there, and that's not disrespect to Morton, by the way, young player trying his best, you could just see that it was a little bit too much for him at times, even though there were some things he done right though. So
I agree with that, Matt, to be honest. Plus, again, this isn't on you, Dinesh, but a couple of you guys are saying in the comments as well, we just need to get a replacement for Genie, and then we won't have to speak about him. Not in a rude way either. I love Genie as a footballer. But I just think it's the whole Coutinho thing and the Suarez thing all over again. Once Coutinho and Suarez were replaced, then we were fine.
Yeah,
like
no,
you just
true,
you replace these players. Like again, no disrespect to Mignolet, for example, or any of those other players, but no one speaks about those players now because they've been replaced. Same with Moreno, same with Klein, and Klein again, another player we're massive fans of on this channel, but we don't speak about Klein because we've got Trent. He's been replaced. So
facts.
These players, you're kind of right, to be fair, guys. We haven't replaced Coutinho, but you know
we
what I mean.
Like,
we've won stuff since he's left, and we bought other players who can fill.
We've replaced him in a different. You know what it is?
In a different way. The system changed.
System changed. So we didn't kind of need a Coutinho, even though I still think we need one in the squad, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Although I've got a little theory on number 10s. I think they're a bit of a position that's kind of dwindling at the moment, and we'll have a resurgence in maybe another 4 or 5 years. Rahil, lads, I thought Rafinha would be perfect for us, but I watched him recently and I don't think he would suit our front three. He suits our right central midfield role more, but we have Harvey. What do you think?
I disagree. I still think he could play right wing.
Surprise.
And not only that, you got to remember, you see, I know disrespect to Leeds, big up KG as well. I don't even want to do this. But, it's all love, bro. It's all love each and every time. Leeds have been really bad. KG will even admit and say that to you as well. So he's overcompensating for what's happening. Like when I say overcompensate, bro, the man's got 7 goals. He has 7 goals from that Leeds team. And I know some of them are pens. I think maybe 2, whatever. But probably he's got 7 goals. Yeah, he's got 7. He has no right to even have 7 the way how they're playing. He's trying to do everything. He's literally carrying Leeds on his back. And so, he overcompensates for a lot of things. Me personally, I still think he'll be perfect for our front three, whether he goes on the right or whether he goes on the left. This will be his last season for Leeds. There's no way Leeds will keep him. Unless, I don't know, like some magical something happens. I don't even want to say it, he's too good for them. Unless they get players on his same wavelength from on his same quality, Rafinha will leave Leeds, unfortunately. And it's a shame because in a sense of Leeds I've known them as like a massive Premier League force from back in the day. And you kind of thought they were going to bring it up. But do you want to know something? If you're a Leeds fan, you can feel a little bit hard done by, because if you look at Leeds and what they did last season, that was absolutely sensational considering the players that they have. Because I'm not going to lie, Cal, when you deep their first 11 and their squad, a lot of them kind of shout at you championship player with a little bit more. Some of them, not Calvin Phillips, Bamford and Rafinha, but the others aren't the greatest.
Not a goalkeeper either. The goalkeeper,
not the goalkeeper. Sorry, so they got 4 players who I would say are Premier League level. Yeah, but others,
I'd say a few more as well. You know,
would you?
Yeah, like I do like I like Dallas. I actually do like Dallas.
Sure,
I think
Dallas.
he's better.
Actually, Llorente. I like Llorente. So let's just say there's 5 or 6, but still you need a bit more. They need more, and I think Bielsa papered over the cracks by playing some absolute madness progressive football, but because they've had the injuries, they ain't been able to play that. So people have had to rely more on their individual ability rather than the system, and it hasn't helped them a lot. So
agreed. Regarding Rafinha, Matt, and again, I don't want to turn this into a mad one, but I think if you want someone to come in and try and emulate what Salah does, I don't think Rafinha is the guy. But if you want someone who can come in and play different from Salah and give you same effectiveness but in a different way, then he is one of the players I'd go for. But if we're looking at someone to replace sort of how Salah makes inside runs and things like, I don't think Rafinha is that guy. I can understand why some people wouldn't want him, but I would be over the moon signing Rafinha. But he's not my first choice. I'd be over the moon.
Do you think that's by design though? Because you see what he does for Leeds. He's been asked to do something different. He's more
doing
of
the most for Leeds.
Yeah, he is. He's doing too much.
He's being asked to do too much. That's the problem.
Much. And I said this, I think already. They shouldn't have got Dan James, bro. They should have got like a
Yeah, it made no sense to me.
Like,
they could have got Damari Gray.
Bro, even like a Jesse Lingard. Dan James is literally just pace off the ball. Just off the ball. Like, not even when he's got, because the thing is, Dan James is the type of guy, he'll kick it and run after it type of guy. Like, Literally, he's not like dribble past you with speed, amazing technical ability. He don't get me wrong, he's effective, but Leeds could do better than that, in my opinion. That was a transfer that they spent way too much money on, and they could have got better players for that money. They could have, bruv.
Yeah, agreed. Jamrock says, I'm not mad about the Spurs result. That was just bad luck and us having players with COVID. I'm peed off about Brentford and Brighton games. I'm on that wavelength as well. I'll be honest, again, I've got a slightly different view of it, though, because I've not watched the Spurs game in its entirety. So, and again, even when I watch it now, I'm watching it knowing the score, knowing some of the big incidents. So I'm not going to have that emotional sort of feeling that you guys will have towards it. But yeah, the Brentford and the Brighton games, oh, God, those had me ripping my hair out, man. Ripping my hair out.
Mad.
Chainsword Cal, I DM'd you on Twitter something positive. I'll have a look at that. Yeah, just a little caveat to people who have DM'd me and I've not responded to recently as well. Again, not to make excuse, I've just had loads going on in my personal life. Nothing bad, by the way, just super busy. So, and I don't want to just open a DM and not respond to it. So I will get back to everyone's DMs as and when I can. So apologies, I've not responded to you yet, but I will. And I do appreciate the love you guys send to us. So thank you. John says, big up Callum and Matt. How are ye? You'll never walk alone. Big up to yourself as always.
What's going on, John? Big up yourself,
Bless
bro.
you, brother. A-Spec Limited says, do you think it's a shame that the number 9s and number 10s are dying in modern football, the two most prestigious positions in history, maybe one for the members? A-Spec, you've taken the thoughts right out of my mind. And again, this is what, and do you know what's weird? If I mention Haaland and someone says, no, not attainable, I say, right, fair enough. Vlahovic, doing it in Italy, can you do it in the Prem? How many other number 9s are really out there? Like out and out 9s, how many are
out and out 9 of a high quality?
It's kind of, because even when you look at someone like Mbappe, sick footballer, he's not a 9.
He's not a traditional 9. Do you know what? Mbappe is what you would call.
He's just a forward, isn't he? He's a sick.
Yeah, he's a forward. He's he's a modern day 9. Like, and these modern day 9s are like wing. I don't even know what they're like. They just do a bit of everything, innit? Yeah, Lewandowski. All right, so if we're talking about traditional, Carl, like right now, like at a high level, Lewandowski, Kane, Haaland, hold on,
Vlahovic. You say
Vlahovic, Benzema. Oh, but does Benzema go into the?
I think Benzema can do both. I put Benzema.
He could do both. So Benzema,
yeah,
that's
Benzema's
fine.
a man that can do the.
But man is struggling out here.
That's what I'm saying.
That's 5. All right, Lukaku. Let's say Lukaku. I'll give you Lukaku. That's 6.
Divock.
7. The goal. That's 7. D9. So yeah, do you know what? Suarez. Yeah. Suarez.
Ronaldo.
CR7 is now a centre forward. That's 9. But see, I was struggling.
Oh, see again. I wouldn't say Martinez. I wouldn't have Martinez as a
I'd even say
Andre Silva. Sorry, Andre
Silva.
Silva.
10. Isak.
Isak. But again, how many of these come to Liverpool and definitely improve us?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Or are attainable.
Yes.
In fact, I'll say, other than Mbappe, Haaland, Lewandowski, they all should be attainable, really and truly.
Yeah, but that's a conversation for another show. Still, Matt, let's not open that can of worms, brother. Musa LFC 21 says, "I'd love Rafinha, but he's not coming to Liverpool. He'd want guaranteeing games, and Salah plays the most 90 minutes. It will be hard to find an understudy." I agree. I said this to you, innit, Matt? I think there's so many other teams. Without being biased, there's so many other teams that Rafinha walks into.
Yeah, because they need him.
But like he could go Man City and start for Man City. He could go to Man United, start for Man United.
I know.
Oh, he could go to Chelsea and start for Chelsea.
But I'm not gonna lie, fam. I know. Do you know what Liverpool need to do? And they need to just be brave. You see, Diogo Jota, when he was attainable, or when they thought we could do a deal here, they were like, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. We're gonna obviously talk about Jota, innit? If I'm not mistaken, right? We'll talk about Jota today, because if we get time,
to.
yeah.
No, we have to.
Bro, Diogo Jota was bought for 40.
In fact, let's do it now, man. Let's do it now.
Yeah, let's talk about Jota now.
Talk about Jota now.
Jota was bought for 44 million pound or a bit more, a bit less. Can't remember, but the 40 odd mark. Yeah. Me and Kyle were both sitting there, and I think I phoned Kyle. Everyone's probably heard the story about 10 million times now, but I phoned Kyle and was like, bro, you know, we just like, I think we just signed Jota, fam. Someone gave me inside information. You know who you are, big at yourself. And he was like, oh, like, bro, we're gonna sign Jota in the next couple of hours. And I was like, what, for this much?
Yeah.
I was like, but we could have got Werner for like 7 million more, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And Kyle was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We both were like, are you a bit underwhelmed?
Yeah.
And Kyle
Remember,
was
I wanted Neto. I even said at the time stupidly that I'd have rather had Traore.
Yeah, facts.
Like
and I was
idiot.
like, bro, it's mad. And I look at his body of work, and I'll be honest with you, it's not that I thought he was dead. I thought he was just good. I thought it was all right. I thought Jota was all right. He was all right. He's decent, isn't it? He's decent.
Yeah.
But for that type of money, I said, nah, man, we could have got something better. Look what my man is doing now. When I say to you, Diogo Jota has been one of the best players since he's come to us, obviously. Out of all the attackers in the top 6, he's in that conversation. If you're going to talk about form over the last sort of like 12 months, his form has been sensational. Yeah. Off the top of my head, Diogo Jota has about, let me think, 9, 10. He has about 19 goals in the Prem in about 40 odd appearances, if I'm not mistaken, people. And overall, I think he's got about 25 in about 40 odd, maybe. Check the stats, people. The guy is absolutely serious. Scored again on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you.
It's his variety of goals as well. The variety of goals
but
is excellent.
This guy can do everything. And the thing is, he's 25 and he can improve. He's not the finished article. We need to kind of do the same thing with Rafinha. Rafinha's 25. Bring him in and just go, do you know what? Liverpool should be thinking, he might not start ahead of Salah, but we've got to tell this guy he's going to play. He will play. He will get his chance. Because Jota, I'm not going to lie, Jota's the only person since under Klopp, obviously where we've had the Mane, Salah, Firmino combo, who can actually challenge and do something about it. Someone says 24 and 51. See, look how close I was.
Mazza. I say, here's the thing. Jamrock kind of puts it well as well. Jota was not in high demand as Rafinha is. But here's the thing as well. I think the way we are as a team, I think if you're going to get a player to play in Salah's position, it has to be a very young player or a player who's very good but is on the bench somewhere else. And that's the only way you can do it, I think. And again, one of the reasons I've been screaming Neto is because he's so young. And I think Neto being at Wolves, he's young enough to understand that, right, Salah's ahead of me, but I'm going from a team where, yes, I am a starter, but I've just come back from injury, or not too long come back from injury. There's only so far I can go with Wolves. Liverpool, I could potentially in the next couple of years break into this team as Salah gets older. Whereas Rafinha's kind of at his like optimum level now. Not saying he's hit his peak because we don't know, but the age he's at, he needs to be playing regular football. What is he, 25, as you said?
25.
He's got, and he can't be players in high demand, because if they're players in high demand, they're gonna look at Salah and they're gonna go, how am I starting? What games am I starting with this brother here? He's the best in the world. And it's hard. It's a hard position to fill. I'm probably the same with Trent. A hard position to fill, but there's ways around it. Like you look at that's why you may have to look at your likes of Norwich for like a Max Aarons for Trent, or you might have to look at your Wolves for Neto, or even look at like a Leverkusen and try and pull Moussa Diaby and be like, look, come here, man. We'll have enough games for you to improve and stuff. You're still young, but it's going to be a tough one to fill.
That is. And just going talking about Diogo Jota, because I think he's really, again, he's just really surprised me in terms of since he's coming to Liverpool. Do you think he's still underrated, bro? Like,
yes,
like,
massively. I think I underrate him sometimes still. I think I underrate him sometimes, and I rate him high now. As I said, it's the best humble pie I've eaten in my life.
Same.
Like
Same.
it's
It's
it
definitely out there,
feels
fam.
good.
I can't even lie. Like
And
we've
and
got,
this
yeah,
sorry to cut you. This is what
no,
I
that's cool,
say
bro.
when people come for us and they're like, oh, you don't want certain Liverpool's players to succeed. But
Yeah.
me and you, Matt, are the prime example showing that we didn't really believe in the whole Jota hype or anything. Look how
Yeah.
happy we are with the guy. You
Bruv,
think if
I'm so gassed we
bruv,
got him now.
if people think that we don't want Nico Williams or Minamino to
That's what
have
I'm
us eating humble
saying.
pie, you're crazy.
I'd rather Nico and them man
Oh,
start
that would
balling
be
out so I can go, do
amazing.
you know what? I got it wrong, these men have got it.
I'd love to
These
come
man
on
have
here
got it.
every show and have someone just taking the mick out of me because Nico or Minamino or Ox or Kate have turned it around. But we're allowed to have our opinions as well.
Yeah.
But Jota, for me, I think John puts it right. Jota has been the best striker in the league this season. He might have a point there, John,
Bruv.
because he's been bloody brilliant.
He missed game time through injuries and it
And
sounds
he
crazy.
plays in a different position sometimes as well.
Yeah, bruv, he's got 10 league goals. 10. I think his best return for us, obviously, so far, because he got 9 last season. Bruv, he's got 10 and we've played. Is it 18 games now we've played, Cal, or 17? Is it 18, 17 we played?
18. No, I don't even know. It's one
I'm
of the two. But even
real,
still, that's better than 1 and 2.
Bruv, I'm going to be real. Jota's all ending up with 20. He might, do you know what? Let's say it now.
We could have a case where we have a couple man on 20s.
Yeah. I reckon Jota should get 20 in the league. He should get 20 in the league. He has the ability to get. If he doesn't get 20, I'll be disappointed because I know he's got it, bro. Yeah. And what's so mad is if Jota was taking pens as well, which obviously I know like Salah's our penalty taking out Milner, but I'm just saying he definitely would have got 20. But you see, all of his goals are from open play as well. That's even more impressive as well. And the variety, left foot, right foot header. I'm not gonna lie, Jota is sick, you know.
He's cold.
Jota's sick, bruv.
Lord Walker says if we're setting on getting a number 9, let's target Vlahovic. I think he's the most attainable. But for me, I genuinely do think we should be going after Haaland. I really do.
Bro, it's the
player that
quality thing, innit?
Yeah, I know, but you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do to get the best for your team. But I understand it as well. You bring in Rafinha and tell him he's going to be back up to both Mane and Salah. Have Mane, Rafinha, Salah, Elliott as wingers, Bobby, Jota, Goat, and Taki as number 9. I don't like Elliott on the wing. Personally,
yeah, and not even that
for us.
Yeah, and not even that Mr. Dowside Drift as well. I don't think you need to tell Rafinha he's going to be back up. Because here's the thing: I don't know if we told Jota he's going to be back up, and if we did, I swear down, his mentality is elite. Because he was like, "What? You think I'm going to be back up? Are you crazy? I'm coming up. Listen, if I'm playing for Liverpool, I'm making my way into the first team. Yeah, and that's what I love about Ibu. Because when Ibu speaks about when he signed, he was like, obviously, he was mad gassed that Liverpool wanted to sign him. And he looked at it and thought, that's a big club. They got amazing defenders there, but I know I will get my chance. When I get my chance, I have to take my chance. I want to see mentality like that. I don't want to see a player not sign for us because he feels he's going to be second choice. Work your way in to be first choice if that's the case. If you're that good, I think Rafinha is that good. I think Rafinha can force his way into a point where we even all might have to change formation to a 4-2-3-1 or something like that. And don't forget rotation. We always look at Man City. And whenever we get injuries, people, and with this virus going on, there's always someone missing. And when someone's missing, what do we always go and talk about? If only we had this player. So if we're saying, Rafinha wouldn't sign for Liverpool because he'd be second choice, come on, there's going to be opportunities, man.
Yeah. Ali A. Callum, what would you do if we got Jude Bellingham, Neto, and Haaland this summer?
Oh my days, fam.
Yeah, we'd have to only show Kopish after midnight.
After midnight, fam.
And 10-minute shows at best because it'd be a mazza.
And there'll be plenty of tissues. Pause.
Bare Kleenex. Pause.
Trust me.
Origi's agent says 4-2-3-1 with return of right wing Mane, Jota or Taki on the left, Origi or Jota through the middle, and Firmino's cam, in my opinion, would bring something different, would allow Salah and Mane refresh. I don't think you had Salah in that. Would you have? I'm guessing you'd have Salah as the number. No, you've not got Salah there. Where'd you put Salah?
Yeah,
I'm guessing Salah would be one of the strikers, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing he would. Or Salah. Would you?
No,
do you know what?
I wouldn't play Salah on the left wing. I don't think that's.
No. I'll play Salah on the right wing.
I think we could still do 4-2-3-1 with Salah and Mane as in inverted wingers.
Yeah, so do I. I think there's this. Do you know what it is, Cal? There's this kind of like myth that if you play 4-2-3-1, it's almost like the right winger becomes a right midfielder. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's just how you play it. Listen, Salah can play right. You see, like even yesterday, it actually kind of annoyed me that when you brought on Bobby, he didn't just put Bobby in the 10. Jota goes even. No, Jota goes. Sorry, this is what I wanted to see yesterday. Bobby in the 10, Salah on the right, Man on the left, Jota up top. You see, as things stand right now, in terms of form, Jota's our best striker. As things stand right now, I didn't like when I saw Salah go for the minute. I was like, "Now we're forcing it, bro. We're forcing it."
Yeah.
Jota's better with his back to goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agreed. What do you think of Patrick? Shout out to Rams. What do you guys think of Patrick Schick? I think he's good.
He's decent.
Good.
He's decent. Yeah. He's decent, Rams.
Question for you lads. Would you come to Liverpool knowing Klopp is a serial manager to pick his favourites? I wouldn't because of form, because even off form, he picks his guys. Honestly, Lee, that's a very good point, but you're probably asking two of the most biased people when it comes to Liverpool, bro.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
I'm signing for Liverpool.
Even care. I'm signing. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if I was playing for Real Madrid, Barcelona, week in, week out. Yeah. And Klopp was like, yeah, you're going to be part of a rotation. You know you're not going to be part of the front three, but, you know, if you work hard enough, you'll get your chance. But deep down, I know. I'm looking at Tsimikas thinking, well, he ain't really doing nothing.
Yeah,
Tsimikas,
I'm going Liverpool, you know
man. I'm still going, bro.
Even my day job now, I love my day job now. If Liverpool come knocking, there's a conversation to be had.
It's a conversation. I wouldn't even need a conversation.
I'm talking about with the family still. I'm talking about the family.
Oh, okay. Like, I was gonna say, yeah.
It's a conversation to be had. Like, oh, babe, how do you fancy?
Right, let me ask you this, yeah. What would you do right now if Klopp was like, he called you and he was like, Carl, listen, I know you're doing your Kopish thing right now, but we got a I need a new I don't know, like tactics man on the board, and I need someone to run the administration and do some tactics, you know, and whatever. What would you do? And he said, but you ain't got time for Kopish.
I'd say you'd have to bust Matt and Drifty as well. Still, so coming up as a team, but Sutton's got to run.
I know Carl's like, the guys, I love you, yeah, but
no, I'd sit you guys down and be like, guys, I've got this opportunity. I might have to take this still. If you want. They said they'll loan me back for the rest of the season, but
you're gone. I'm not gonna lie. If Liverpool come calling, I don't know how you don't turn them down. I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
it's mad.
It's be crazy.
Let's
move on to the next topic, Matt. So,
indeed,
games potentially being played behind closed doors because of the whole situation at the moment. Do you think it's an ideal scenario?
If it means the health and safety of the players, the staff, everybody involved, bro, it would have to be done. Obviously, we've all seen the news, we've all seen Twitter. It looks like, from what it looks like, the government are going to do something, I think, after Christmas anyway, and that would lead to being, played behind closed doors again. Bro, there's nothing we can do. We can't expect players to keep putting their lives at risk because we want to see them play football. We just got to be honest, innit? Like, football needs a break, bro. To be honest, even right now, I know Klopp was talking about football shouldn't be having the New Year games and all that stuff, and I kind of agree. Have a little pause in the season for like a week or two and just get things, you know what I mean? Because, bro, when I'm seeing every team now petitioning to kind of like get their game called off because they've got so many cases, that's when you know it's at peak levels already. And remember when I saw you yesterday, and I was like, I think Thiago's got the virus now as well. I saw your face. You were just like, bro.
I thought you guys were joking. I thought you were joking at first.
That's what I'm saying.
I had to double take. It was like, what?
Yeah, and I know it hasn't been confirmed, but obviously Liverpool put on their Twitter, he was like suspected positive or whatever. But even just that, our praise all right because obviously he had it last season, and you don't want to see him get it again, and you pray and. You just kind of just hope that this thing is bigger than football, bro. So if football's got to be delayed or played behind closed doors, it has to be done, Cal. I don't even think there's even a debate. And I'm kind of shocked that the FA today shut down the movement of wanting to postpone games from New Year's. They were like, no, unless something else happens,
why are you shocked?
Bruv, I know it's about money, but man don't even care if people just start dropping on the floor. It's just getting stupid, bro.
Yeah, it's all about money with these lot. Remember, this time of the year, you've got BT Sports, Sky Sports, and Amazon paying for TV rights.
Yeah.
They ain't stopping nothing.
But bruv, I'm not gonna lie.
In the new year, I
bad.
see something happening, but not for now. Not for now. They ain't gonna do
It's
it.
bad,
Too
man.
much
I
money.
can't lie. It's
It's
bad.
terrible.
It's bad.
It's terrible. Money's always been the root of stuff like this.
Yeah.
Or should I say, people making decisions based on money, not money. It's not money.
Yeah.
Money in itself is not the root of evil. It's the people who have the money who produce the evil, unfortunately, or the people chasing the money. But yeah, I hope we don't see games going behind closed doors again. It's not the same, man. It's not the same. I'd rather there be a pause in this season.
Yeah,
than
I'd
play
rather there
games
be a
behind
break
closed
as
doors.
well. I'd rather there be a break because let's be real. Even if you do the whole behind closed doors thing or just like empty stadiums, you're right. Just pause the thing and resume when you feel like things can kind of slightly go back to normal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's still risky even doing behind, like, just because there's no fans. Like, players are still going to come into contact with them. Just take a break, take a breather. Everyone isolate. Do we got to do whatever?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Very true. With that being said as well, third and fourth round matches or fixtures in the FA Cup will not have replays either. Do you think that's a good or a bad thing? Because I actually think it's quite a good thing.
It's
given the current situation, by the way, not just in general.
Yeah, just from a health point of view, it is because you want to try and eliminate as many games as possible. And I reckon that's probably why the Premier League as well, I know it's kind of different competition, but the Premier League probably thinking, if we delay the games as well, we got to find a way to put them into the calendar. Or a la Spurs as well, because obviously they missed 3 games. Now they got to try and squeeze those games in at some point when it's a hectic schedule. They've got to then liaise with the teams that they got to play with and everything. Do you know what I mean? It's all a bit manic. Yeah. But I think with how things are right now, bro, everyone on the stream will fully agree. Life is more important than football. Football is a sport. We all love it, but life is more important. Everyone needs to be protected and everyone needs to be safe. And the safest thing to do, in my opinion, will be to take the break. And as you said, if there's a pause on the FA Cup in terms of if there's no replays, so to speak, or second legs, it's the right thing to do because you're alienating another game that, you know what I mean, potentially doesn't need to happen, so to speak, because of the health and safety that's happening right now. So,
indeed, Mr. Tibbs09 says, I was never a fan of the holiday fixtures anyway. At the very least, give teams a holiday break. I agree with that as well.
Yeah, with the break.
I agree with that. I don't understand. I see the season as a football match. You'd never just ask players to play a full 90 minutes without a half-time interval. Do the same with the fixtures, man. Get to December/January, have a little break. Not going to hurt anyone. Yeah, you can still sell the TV rights for the rest of the games. And again, they've probably done it because they know most people are going to be home around the festive period. But even still, let's have, again, the words I'm going to use, common sense. But when people hear and speak of money, common sense goes out the window, and it's usually about numbers.
Indeed.
Origi's agent says Salah on the right wing, Salah offering full attack whilst Mane offers defensive element, helping Trent at the back. 16-17 Mane was brilliant in right wing. He was Mane was brilliant. I just prefer him on the left, if I'm going to be honest. I really do prefer Mane on the left.
He was sensational because that's when we had Coutinho on the left then, innit?
Yeah.
Remember? That's when
Bobby through the middle.
There. Yeah, Bobby through the middle.
I love Mane playing from the left, man.
Same. He can still
really
do a job on the right because he's Sadio, but I just think he's better now going on to his strongest foot. Do you know what I mean? Starting from the left.
Yeah. All right. Next topic, Matt. So I hope this doesn't come across as too reactionary, but I want to have a discussion about it. And I know this could potentially be a bit of a sticky one. Alison Becker, by all accounts, he was brilliant yesterday, apart from the mistake he made.
Yeah.
Now, I still think Alisson's the best goalkeeper in world football. I think he's excellent. But are we starting to see signs of complacency coming into his game? And if that is the case, is that because he knows he has very little competition in and around him? Or do you think I'm maybe being a bit reactionary?
All right. I think it's a little bit reactionary because of what happened. However, you do have a very valid point when you say, can he be complacent? Yes, he can. He can be. But do you want to know something? Klopp said it best though. We don't realize, like the term like offensive goalkeeper. We have an offensive goalkeeper. So that means potentially if we're trying to counter, he will look for that through ball. He'll look to release the ball as fast as he can. When it comes to running out to the attacker, if we're being countered, he's doing that. And 8 and 9 times out of 10, bro, it's absolutely fine. But when you have got an offensive goalkeeper like him, like a Neuer as well, Neuer's very offensive as well, rush off their line. You know what I mean? Like he'll see the high line and try and sweep up. We kind of have to take the rough with the smooth. That's how I think it is with Ali. One thing I do think, though, that you are spot on, though, is, he can probably eradicate the whole... No, what's that thing I'd say? Like the kind of when he goes into La La Land, where he's like, I might give it to Trent. No, I might give it to Robbo. And he's been a bit lackadaisical. That's the one aspect where I think, regardless of whether you're an offensive goalkeeper or a defensive goalkeeper or just a goalkeeper, that can be eradicated. That's the one thing I will say. That's the only thing. But when it actually comes to even the thing with Sonia, I was mad and it was a mistake, but we have to accept that's going to happen. Because you know what else could happen, bro? That could have been Adrian O'Kelleher. They stay on their goal and they still get packed anyway because someone had more to aim at because there's an open goal, but someone running on goal and would have just slotted it past me would have been like flip set. Would have been mad anyway if someone would have scored. Yeah, I just think that with Alisson, we have to.
And here's the thing: I do understand he's asked to do very different things from other keepers. So, say for example, he ran out yesterday and Son had. Because in my opinion, Son was never getting that ball. Like Alisson had read that situation.
Yeah, Alisson missed it, innit?
But say it was a 50-50 where Son can get to the ball and Alisson can both get to the ball, and Son just nips in ahead of him and gets the ball. And let's say Alisson misses it or he brings him down for a foul. I don't have a problem with that because I get that's the chance and the thing we're playing with. Like it's that fine margin. You're playing high risk, high reward football. Yeah. My issue is when I watch games like the Villa game, for example, where I watch him and he's making mistakes. And just because we haven't conceded, I can't forget about some of those mistakes. And then you think about a game yesterday where he pulls off some excellent saves, but does make a mistake that allows us to concede a goal. And again, even when we had the AC Milan game, I was like, he really should have had a rest. Ali's not had a rest this season.
Yeah.
Or hasn't had a rest since the last round of the League Cup fixtures. I think he could have done with a rest in that AC Milan game, but at the same time, I even when he passes the ball out from the back, like I don't have a massive issue with him. In fact, I have no issue with him doing that. The only issue I have is when he's maybe a bit lackadaisical.
Yeah, that's the only issue I have with him.
But I'm just thinking, are we getting to a point where because he's played so much football, because there's a lack of perceived competition, is there complacency creeping in? And not on purpose, because complacency doesn't always happen on purpose, but sometimes it can happen.
The thing is, unless you've got another world-class goalkeeper, we're not really going to sit here and say, Ali needs to be rotated, so to speak. He could be rotated a little bit more so, give Keller a little bit more of a chance. But as you said, being one of the best goalkeepers in the world, no one's still perfect, though. Neuer does this as well, Neuer does the same thing.
Yeah.
Oblak is your more traditional goalkeeper in a sense of, but Oblak,
he's constantly, he's only on his line.
Yeah, and he's got a brick wall in front of him. So, it's very different to playing a high line and being able to come up. Because here's the thing. Think of times this season, people, where you've seen the high line get breached and Ali runs out and then, will take command of the situation. And he does it, and we're all like, oh, thank God for Ali. And you might be a little bit nervy because you're thinking, if he got that wrong, but you had to do it. That's part of our system. That's part of how we play. And I saw what Jamrock said as well. Big itself, Jamrock. Jamrock was like, he didn't have to even dive, Matt, because someone
he could have just kicked it out.
And that is so true. So that's why it goes on as an error in it. But I think because we're basically asking for the perfect goalkeeper, and I know he does have his faults, and I'll say his faults are maybe lack of concentration at times when he does the lackadaisical thing, and maybe sometimes decision making. But I guess that goes with being an offensive goalkeeper. You do take some risk. Ali's been sensational. I don't think it's time to change him. No. I'm just saying. I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I do think though he needs to kind of eradicate the lackadaisical thing where he has too much time on the ball, Cal, and we've seen it many a games. The ball will get played back to him, takes one touch, takes another touch. Someone's running, closing down, takes another touch, and then he releases it, and it's like, bro, you didn't even need to even do that.
Yeah.
That's what we need to kind of eradicate. Other than that, though, we kind of just have to, because think about it as well, some of the saves he made yesterday, flipping out. Even the
Bruv, he's the best in the world. Like I will
else.
go to war with anyone who's like Ali's a dead
sick,
keeper.
bro.
He's not
He's
that great.
sick.
Like, he's the best in the world, in my opinion. But at the same time, I have seen a few games recently where I'm like, does he need a little break? What's going on here? I don't want him to get to a point where he's just making mistake after mistake after mistake before he's given a break. I'd rather give him a break before he gets mental burnout, because mental burnout can happen as well. I think
that is very true.
We need to understand players aren't robots as well. So it's like, he might not. He might be physically fine, but mentally he might need a break. And I'd rather it happen now than see him 3-4 games down the line where he hasn't been having the best of performances. Then he's taken out of the situation. I think sometimes you need to manage a player before they manage themselves. That's the only thing I would say. But yeah, I'm not throwing him out to dry. Jamrock says rotation means sitting even when you are on form. Yeah, I agree with that.
There's only, in my opinion, one team in the world or in Europe right now that can kind of rotate the goalkeepers up well, and that's PSG with Keylor Navas and Donnarumma.
Yeah.
Everyone else kind of has like their bread and butter number one, and they're the only. Yeah. So yeah, even the rotation thing, or maybe not rotation like what you said, but I know what you mean, Cal. There were times this season, I think, in what can I say? Maybe not as important games when he could have potentially rested him.
Yeah.
And he decided not to. Like, he always, because to be fair, Keller hasn't had a lot of game time. He really hasn't at all.
Yeah.
I expect
to see if the Leicester game goes ahead. I expect to see Kelleher play.
Yeah, if Kelleher, if we play Leicester Wednesday, I would expect Kelleher to start.
Yeah,
and if
I'd
he
be
doesn't,
very
be
shocked
like,
if he doesn't. I'd be very shocked.
Man, a rest, fam.
Yeah, agreed. Final topic, Matt. Is the league a 2-horse race now? If Chelsea out the title run or title picture?
They're not out of it, but I would still sit here and say, like the start of the season, it's between Man City and Liverpool. For me, this has a little bit of shades of the 18-19 season. I think it's going to go down to the wire, because as great as City are, and I think City are formidable right now, I think some people in the chat kind of think City's going to win every single damn game to the end of the season. They will drop points naturally, and so will we. But it's how many you drop.
Yeah.
Can we stop City when we have to play them? Can we take points off them? When Chelsea play them, can they take points off them? Are City going to have one of them weird games where they lose to Palace, or do you know what I mean? Or even a Leicester? It's so hard to say. It's very hard. They are the favourites, Carl. They are. I can't lie to you. And especially if AFCON coming out, they are the favourites. But we're not out of it. And I don't even think Chelsea are fully out of it either. Because Chelsea, I think when they get everyone back, they will kind of be firing again. And I think they'll kind of regroup. However, I still feel like, to answer your question, it's between Liverpool and City. Chelsea won't be far behind, though. So maybe you can still put them in there. But us two will be... It's us. Because I think we can go in a run like City... And I don't think Chelsea can. Not the same. It's not the same. Like them streaks that are the best in Prem history, if I'm not mistaken, are between City and Liverpool, or at least in the last how many?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Precisely, and I think that's why I said. And plus, you just look at the quality of the managers and how long they've had to implement their philosophies as well. Tuchel's only been he's not even been. What has he been there? A calendar year now, maybe, or not even a calendar year yet. Tuchel's done a lot of good at Chelsea. He has. He's done very. Tuchel's
done well. No, he has done well.
But he's not had the same amount of time with his club and with his players as Klopp and like Man City and Liverpool. When we see it, you could in most games you can throw in pretty much any player into both of those teams, and they will continue to do what the other players do. May not score as many goals, may concede more goals, but there's an identity, a philosophy there that everyone gets and understands and is able to replicate to an extent. I don't think Chelsea are there yet. And I think there's still a few signings short from being there, and also a bit of time as well.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that's it. But I think I think Chelsea are a top team. I just think Liverpool and City are the two best in the league, and two of the best in the world as well. Like, I think people sleep on how good Liverpool and Manchester City are and the standards that we've set over the last few years. Like,
100%.
We're bloody good teams, man.
I never dig you out, El Silva. Big at itself because we don't win at the Etihad. Big at itself, bro. Do you know something? We said that about Trafford, and look what happened over the last 2 years. And I'm not trying to say definitively, because then to Man United, done to Man City, but we can do it. Like Man City are not perfect. Like they are.
You see the weakness in Man City.
Yeah,
you can
Man
see
City
a
are
weakness.
sick. Don't get twisted. They are sick, bro. Like they're really gonna take a beating for them to really, like, do you know what I mean? To give up that title. But if there's one team that can do it, it's us, you know. When we're on our game, we can take them. We can take them. Even
on our game, we beat everyone. On our day, we beat absolutely everyone. No one.
As long as if everyone is fit, I'm telling you, man, we take out City. We take them out, or we beat them in that game, so to speak.
Yeah.
We beat them in that game.
Jamrock, I think, puts it perfect. Chelsea and City isn't our issue. LFC is the issue.
You know
it's
what,
true.
Jamrock, it's true, you know.
And that's the thing. If we have the best squad depth available, if we have our players fit and available, we're not even having these conversations. Like, we didn't speak about City in 1920 when everyone was fit and firing. We didn't have to.
Yeah, it's facts.
And again, you look at the Brentford and Brighton games, especially, those should be W's.
Yeah.
We win those games, it's an extra 4 points on the table. We know what that means as well. So it's fine margins in football. It's fine margins.
But I don't want people to lose hope because you know what it is? No. It's what it is. Obviously, and it's understandable. Everybody was reactionary, including myself. Yeah, everyone was reactionary. Oh, Cal's gone. Everyone was reactionary yesterday. Yeah, we drew the game, obviously, and it felt like for some people the 3 points felt like 30 because it's Man City. And I hear you. Man City are a massive team, not a massive team because they ain't got many fans, but you get what I'm trying to say. They're a massive force in the league, innit? They're gargantuan.
Sorry about that.
But at the same time, they're not unbeatable. We can beat them. And I just feel like let's not give up that hope yet, man. Like, we're still sick. We can beat them. They're not impossible to beat. And I think people act like there's some Terminator thing where they just bust out everything. We can do it, man. Trust me. We can do it.
I agree. We
can. We got the capacity to do it. All jokes aside, we actually do. If things go in our favor as well, we got the capacity. I know a lot of things have to happen. We have to have the players do well while the other players are at AFCON, injuries as well, suspensions, a lot of things come into play. But trust me.
Completely agree. Well, Matt, that sort of brings us to the end of this particular episode. We're gonna have some members stuff out. We've got a Christmas special coming out for you guys. Not fully sure what we're gonna do in terms of this week yet. But again, that's why I ask you guys keep up to date with us on social media, and we'll kind of let you know what's going on. Anything you want to say, Matt, before we start to wrap up?
No, man, just big at everyone. Thank you for tuning in as always. And obviously, like what Cal said, just keep an eye on our socials for like our schedule in terms of what we're doing this week. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff happening or might not be happening potentially. We don't know what's happening with the League Cup game on Wednesday. As things stand, it doesn't look like it's going ahead, but obviously Leicester with their cases, we don't know. Friday night show should be as normal. Actually, Friday night show is Christmas Eve. Yeah. You know what? Stay tuned for that.
Techie one, yeah,
it might be techie. Whether we might have potentially miss it or we change the date. It might be a Thursday night show, but then I've just realized we get the. Do you know what, people? Stay tuned. We'll sort something out for you.
It's gonna be a bit of a techie week. So.
Yeah.
Ash says Chelsea were never winning it, in my opinion. Playing that system, you get figured out quick. We're winning it by a point. It's got that vibe. We have the capacity.
All right, bigger
if we win it by a point, I'm good.
All right, listen, trust me, Bass Midget.
I'm good with that. But nah, people, much love to you guys. Please do smash the like button if you haven't already. As I said, please do follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. So make sure you keep up to date with us over there. We'll also post updated information here on YouTube as well, in the post section. So please do keep up to date. Switch on the bell notification as well. That'll give you the best indication as to when we're going live as well. So please do that. Massive thank you to everyone who's been in the chat today, whether you've agreed or disagreed with something me and Matt have said. We love these conversations. We love interacting with you guys. Shout out to everyone who donated through super chats. And yeah, people, until we see, we'll probably be back at some point tomorrow. So again, just switch on those notifications. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. And yes, until we see you next time, as always, stay safe, stay blessed. We are Kopish, and we are out. Let's go.
We move.